welcome back to Lise Loves Paper, and I'm here finally with my craft room tour. Now, I just did one about 6 months ago, and if you saw my video just a week or 2 weeks ago, I don't know, where I was starting to reorganize the craft room, I kind of explained this, but for people who are fresh to this, or if you didn't see that video first, basically what happened is over Christmas, I got an easel, a very nice easel. You'll see it in a minute. And I really was kind of outgrowing my space a little bit. And luckily where my space is, I'm in half of a finished basement. So the basement is a very large room. And beforehand it had been my kids' playroom on one side and desk area, and then my craft room on the other side. And it was a little less than half. I had less than half. They had more space because at that age they were, needing the space to go crazy, do Legos, that kind of stuff. But they weren't using the space anymore. They're getting older and they're much more interested in doing activities that don't require that much space. And so I decided that I'm going to take back some of the room down here, and it necessitated kind of a really big redo down here in this space. And so what I had found was a sticking point in my old craft room setup was that even though I have a very big desk, I tend to sit on the one side, and all of my stuff, both my craft stuff for my scrapbooking and paper crafting, and my art stuff for my more fine art, like my watercolors and art journaling and stuff like that, it was all on this side. And if I wanted to do art, but I still had craft stuff out, it was kind of a pain and I didn't do it. So I decided, since I could expand and I had this new easel, that I was going to make one side of my room into kind of the art space and move all of my actual art supplies over there, because I don't use them when I'm scrapbooking generally. And then keep this side over here as like my scrapbooking space. That way I will have space to do everything. And so that kind of is what set this whole thing off. It's been a lot longer than I expected it to be. If you watched that first video, I'll try and link it somewhere if I haven't already linked it for you. Sweet summer child. I really honestly thought it was only going to take a couple of days to kind of rearrange and move some things around and whatnot. And no, I'm still not quite done. This turned very much into a if you give a mouse a cookie situation. And if you're not familiar with that book, it is a very popular childhood book. It's been around for ages. I think it came out when I was a kid, if that tells you how old it is. But basically, it starts out, if you give a mouse a cookie, he's gonna want some milk to go with it. And then if you give him some milk, he's gonna need a straw. And then it just kind of goes on and on and on. And it's like this domino effect. And that's what happened in my craft room. Like, yes, I moved my art stuff over there, but it wasn't just a matter of finding places for the things over there to go. It was like, now I had empty drawers behind me. Like my drawers, I'm trying to do this backwards. My drawers here, I do have a video of walking through all this, but a lot of this stuff, like these drawers right here, were a lot of my art journaling stuff. And these drawers were not working for me because everything was just kind of crammed in there. You'll see I have a new space for that, but now these drawers are kind of fair game. And then these spaces here right to the left and right of me when I'm scrapbooking, those are opened up a little bit more because I moved some of that stuff over there, and it started this kind of cascade effect, and I had to just kind of stop myself because otherwise you guys were never going to see this video. It's never going to be done. And so the craft room itself is done. Everything's in the places that I want it. But inside the drawers and that kind of stuff, that's what's not done. But just like my first craft room tour, I will kind of give you an overview. I might be a little more in depth than I was with that last one. But I do still plan to give you more in-depth videos. So like there is an in-depth video of my my cart right here if you want to see it. There is a video of my drawers. Sorry, I still can't point. My drawers, even though it's outdated now, but I will probably redo that once I figure out what I'm doing with these drawers, things like that. But that being said, it's a rainy day. I'm sorry if the lighting's not great. And I did tidy up for you. My room does not normally look like this. Again, go see that previous craft room video for a dose of realism. The other side of the room where the kids do still have some stuff is still an absolute wreck. So do like I do and put on your like mental blinders, please. Don't look over there because I'm sure you'll see it in the background some. And yeah, because we just came off of the end of basketball and cheer basketball season, and we were so super busy. So my focus was on getting this area clean for you guys, not their area, because I wanted them to help. I think that's it. If you don't have a space like this, you don't need a space like this. If you don't have this much stuff, keep in mind that I've been collecting this for years and years and years, and a lot of it has been gifted to me over birthdays and Christmas because people know I like art stuff, so I get a lot of stuff for that at those events. If there's anything you have questions about, let me know. I will try and link a lot of the supplies and things that you might ask about down below, but if I miss something that you do want to know about, please let me know. But I have yammered on for 6 minutes already, so let's actually get to it. Okay, I'm starting you a little farther back than I did last time because I always like to see craft rooms in the context of people's homes to know where it is. So I have stairs that come down here, and behind me is a spare room, but I walk into my craft room this direction, and the left side past this bookcase is the kids' side, and everything else to the right is mine. So I have a little bathroom here, which is lovely for water, but I thought you might want to see. So first I'm going to ignore that side, remember, show you the craft room. I have you on a gimbal, so hopefully you won't get so sick. But that's my craft room as a whole. And I think what I'll do is I'll back up and try and give you like an around the room this way kind of thing. So this is all that's new. If you remember last time when I did a craft room tour, if you go and see that very first one, my craft room kind of ended right here. There was a couch in the way and the kids' TV was here and my jewelry table was right there. So I really gained all the space from the side of this over, which is a decent amount of space. I have moved this chair in here right now. We have dog toys for the dog. Not that she comes down here because she's terrified of the scary craft room. I don't know why. We're working on it. This is all of my stuff that I take to art classes at the local community college. That's why it's kind of there and it's a bit of a mess. Now let me walk in here and we will go over this. So I don't know why the gimbal, hang on, is doing things crookedly. Apologies. Anyway, those are all my Lego guys up top, my Lego city that I have built. I love making Lego. Now this used to be the kids, and I have commandeered 3/4 of it. This section on this side is still theirs. They can access it from the other side. So, overview, this is still kind of their stuff because it's their craft paints. Here, let me get you close. That's, oh, see, craft paints that you saw me reorganize, and I have paintbrushes and palettes for the kids there. This is mostly decorative, but those are my oil brushes, my art dice that I got for Christmas. I got these fridge bins to hold my acrylic inks. Ooh, sorry. I didn't think it would make a big noise like that. And of course I have them organized by color. So I have the blues here, neutrals, reds, and also have my cheaper acrylics here that again I can pull out if I need or the kids can use. Those are my gelatos, and I have 2 empty ones to work with right now. So my acrylics kind of go all the way down, and I wanted them here so they were quick and easy to grab from my easel. So I have them, again, the cool colors on the top, the warm colors here. I have the neutrals in here, and then this is things like acrylic mediums and gesso. And underneath, I don't remember what I put in there. Ecoline stuff. Some things that I don't access as much. I see an Ecoline thing in there, so I don't know exactly. And underneath this is my, I believe it's, okay, sorry, the camera went a little crazy. This is the thing that I bought to digitize my old photos. So while we're under here, this is like felt and stuff for the kids' projects, puzzles, Sorry guys, it's going a little crazy. I don't know why. Puzzles and puzzles, and these are all my like art papers and stuff like that. You saw me do all my Poscas, and okay, hopefully it will stop going crazy. I've slid my Derwent things there, and then over here, I plan to use, those are empty right now, but I thought maybe I could put mini albums in them, and then those are my acrylic only brushes to grab. So over here is my jewelry table. I don't do jewelry as often anymore, so I have this lovely divider. I love it. And it's kind of dividing. The kids' couch is on the other side of it, so while it divides the space, it doesn't block it off, which I love. And I've hung a light on it, and then I have all my jewelry stuff there. Underneath is where I put some Lego that I need to do. Let me back you up. Not to make you sick. So that is my brand new easel, and it can lay flat, so that's why I have such a big space around it. I do have an anti-fatigue mat down there. I have these bins to put substrates like my canvases and stuff in, and then I have hung my apron right there. This thing I like a lot. It is not the highest quality, but it's got drawers. I wish it came in white. It does not. It's either this wood color or black. That's why I added the white wallpaper that matches my drawers over there. You'll see in a minute. But the reason I really wanted it, because I know I like drawers, and I wanted to have things at hand like paintbrushes and stuff that would fit in the drawers. It has a gate leg that folds out, so this section over here comes up, so it gets bigger on top, so I can pull it out when I need it and increase the surface area on the top so that I can put paints and stuff there as I'm working. And I added this like little adhesive paper towel roll there. Again, it's not the highest quality. The drawers just kind of slide wood on wood. I had to add some waxy stuff so that they would slide better, but it currently serves the purpose that I need. I just have a whole bunch of art stuff in there, palette knives, and that's where my colored pencils are, my gouache, all that kind of stuff. So I did buy that We Are Memory Keepers project cart because I was finding that I needed somewhere to store my projects, and it's working out well for that so far. This still is storing my, let's go and see if I can show you without it freaking out. It's my Lego typewriter. I love it. Highly recommended if you like Lego. So in here, this is where I store my like thematic and seasonal things. So like any birthday stuff, I can go in here, and I have a birthday section, big and small. So I have all my papers and stuff like that. This is where I go whenever I have a theme. Summer, birthday, school, that kind of stuff is all in here. And underneath it, in that basket, whenever new stuff comes into my stash that needs to be sorted into a theme, I just dump it in there, and then when that gets full, then I will put the stuff in there. So I'm gonna stop. Okay, I magically backed you up. We have moved back here. You're looking at this side of my desk. So this desk, my husband and father-in-law made for me, and it is 5 feet long and 5 feet wide, and I love it. So I originally wanted a huge desk so that I could quilt on it and spread out lots of batting and stuff like that. But honestly, it works best for me now because I scrap on this side, and I do use a lot of space, but it means that my kids can join me, and now I can have other stuff out here. I can put a puzzle out here. I can, spread my art journaling stuff and leave a layout over here that I'm not finished with. So that was my plan. This stool is meant to work either here or with my easel or at my craft table. Now, I will say it's the perfect height for an easel. It's a little high for like a normal table height. I will link it. I did get it on Amazon. I love it. It's super cushy and comfortable. I replaced the wheels with those rollerblade wheels so that they roll nice and smoothly, and I love them. I can add them too. But just know that if you are interested in getting this, it comes in a couple different colors, and it does come in 2 different heights. So make sure that you get the height that works best for you. So here is where I've put all of my watercolor stuff. So down at the bottom is all of my watercolor papers. I have a lot of them. This middle one is where I have my watercolor palettes because I'll show you. I buy a lot of them, so many of them, and it just goes and goes and goes. And then up here is where I have my other like watercolor stuff that I need, like my palettes, the sprays, the cloth, and yada yada yada. So basically all of my watercolor stuff is over here. I do have these Tri Art palettes that I can put on. Let's try this again. Okay, I do have these Tri Art palettes that I can put on the desk to protect it if I need to. I really like them because I can mix things directly on them if I need to, and I did move my big paper roll over here. And I do have a plan. I'm waiting for an extension cord that I'm going to hang right here on the inside. I'm gonna hang my little dryer thing that I use a lot. So it's right at hand. Now on this side is where I have more of my art journaling stuff. So this is kind of like my, I don't know, I think I have pencils and sponges and cups for water and all that kind of stuff in this one. Down here we have wipes and sprays, and I can pull these out to mix and do techniques with. And then down here are all of my art journals, and I have way too many for somebody who doesn't art journal as much as I've been doing. So anyway, that's that. But speaking of art journaling, I stole this cart from my daughter because she no longer wanted it. And this is going to be my art journal cart. And I just kind of toss stuff on there to see how it works for me. I like keeping it here because I can wheel it over to my desk when I need it and keep it over here when I don't. And it's hiding the trash can that's right behind it because it's not very pretty. So on the top, I have paintbrushes and sprays and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go through everything, but this is tentatively where I started. I have stamps here, napkins, stickers and stuff, and then washi down there for the most part. So this piece of furniture here is also new right here because I needed more space for my albums. So sorry. I really don't know why the gimbal thinks it's level. I don't think it is. It's really bothering me. But anyway, these are all my unfinished projects here. And a candle because there is a litter box down here, so I like it to smell good. And I have that basket there because I think I would like to put like mini albums in there as well. But then I have all my ribbons and stuff right in there. And this is where my cinch machine lives currently. Now, what I've done over here, I have changed this around some. This is another piece of furniture that my husband and father-in-law made for me, and I absolutely love it. They made it big enough so I could store my albums because that's originally what I had used it for. But now it's doing something else. So this is kind of my art journal mixed media stuff. So all my collage bits are here sorted by color, of course. This is where I have like rub-ons and stuff right there. And then I have this basket with like taller things like magazines that I can harvest from and so on and so forth. More magazines to harvest. Those are like art journaling magazines. Records for my record player up here. An extra album. I'm not going to go through everything. This is where my jelly plate stuff lives. I realized that I had it in the drawers over there and I needed to find a spot for it. So I did manage to find a spot for it here. These are all my 6x8 page protectors. And then this stuff is all like scrapbooking stuff. So those are all my kits that you guys see me working on with Kit Catch Up. And this is scrap paper and then all of my 12x12 paper right here. Down here is where I have all my 12x12 page protectors. And then this is kind of, it's a mess, but it's the most useful. It's where I keep a lot of my cardstock. The kids know they can come and grab certain types of cardstock in there. I have my 12x12 cardstock and I have deli paper, all that kind of like that kind of paper is in there. Looking at the top here. So I have this little tiny easel that I found. It was a cheapo one I got somewhere. I don't remember, but I love it because that's where I display my most recent 12x12 layouts. And then once that gets full, I put them in the albums, which are right there. We have a Lego plant that my son made. And this is a piece of art that I have made. And I would like to eventually hang it on the wall there, but for now it's just sitting. This is, I have not gotten very far, but this is going to be for my Disney album stuff. So it's just kind of sitting there waiting. And then this is my Project Life cart. So let's go back. I went the wrong way. I'm going to take you around this way. So these doors lead outside to our backyard. Down here, this is where I put all my recycling. You can see some boxes there. And then this is my stamp cart. I just wheel it under there. It is one of those 3-tier carts, and I only put 2 tiers on it so that it would fit under my desk, and I love it. It's perfect for that. So this, I love. It keeps my sewing machine and my big tools like my Cricut and stuff in there. My top drawer has all sorts of goodies like extra adhesives and pens and Sharpies and stuff like that. Those 2 baskets under there, I'm not sure what's in them. We're not going to figure it out today though. Sorry. Okay, but above it is my pegboard. It's mostly just for looks, but I do use my twine is here. I use that all the time, and my sewing thread that I use most often is here. And let's see, what else do I use? My stamp platforms are there. Whoops, sorry. Stamp platforms are there. I have some stamps here, and I do pull these scissors and stuff fairly often. Paper towels, because we all need those. That is my printer, and in the box underneath it's all the stuff for the printer, like extra paper. This is my cart, so when I'm working here at my desk on a layout, I just roll it right here beside me, and it is perfect. And again, there's a video for that if you're interested. There's also a video going through all of these drawers, which is now old, but if you're interested, you can go see that video until I get a new one, because I would say a decent chunk here changed, and here as well. So these are all of my letter stickers, my alpha sticker packs. And then I've moved the smaller ones now for a sneak peek in these drawers so that I can search by size as well as color. So we'll see how that works out for me. I have all my watercolor brushes there. I do plan to actually like paint on this white canvas. It's one I got from Home Goods where it has just texture on it, and I wanted to paint on it. But now that I have an easel, I can. I have my big printer right there, all of my art books, my little pencil dude. Okay, now you can see my Project Life cart from a different, so again, when I'm working on Project Life, I can just wheel it right to my desk or back. And then this is my desk space. So I love this chair. It was pricey, but totally worth it when you sit here for as long as I was when I was still working. It's by Branch. I love it. And then here's my desktop. So these things are kind of in flux and changing. Okay, it was freaking out, so I moved you over here. So again, this is my desk area. This is where I do my filming. If I can tilt you up, let's see. You can see my fancy lights. I did not turn them on because they're like the surface of the sun that my husband installed, so I can film with more even light. My coffee warmer, and then of course my computer stuff. Now this is all the new stuff that I try and use first. Whenever I work on a layout, I have my stars and my homemade DIY embellishments there, hoping I can use them. And then also these are like last chance. I'd like to use them on a layout, and if I don't, they're gonna be gone. But over here, I'm not gonna really go through what all is in here because it's gonna change. But mostly it's stuff that I like at hand, like tags, embellishments, and stuff like that. Enamel dots, sticker sheets, and stuff like that, same there. So I do have a little trash can under here that I empty out occasionally. This cart is in flux, but it does have my die cutter on top. Let's see if I can show you. See? It fits in there, I promise. It's one of the teeny tiny ones, and then it has my die cutting stuff right underneath. And I'm thinking about putting my dies, of course, on the bottom there. I just haven't done it yet. And then I keep my cutter right there. This is the main reason my dog won't come down here, because I accidentally knock into it with my foot and it falls over and it's noisy and it terrifies her. But we're working on it. I've got treats to try and tempt her down here. But anyway, that was my craft room. Don't look at the kids' mess over there. But again, let me know if you have any questions, and I will hopefully see you again soon with a layout. Bye.